Hey guys, it's Weird History Boy here, and today we'll talk about some weird history facts again. This time, it's really all about whatever random funny stuff I could find. There's not much of a reason to make this video, I just wanted to do it for fun. So yeah, let's start by talking about the Crusades, particularly the fourth one. Now, the preceding Crusades were a bit of a flop. They managed to get Jerusalem, but then quickly lost it to Egypt, so now they needed to take it back. Which means Pope Innocent III called for a crusade. By the way, don't get confused by the name. Not really the most innocent of people, but I digress. So, how did this crusade go? Now, the Crusaders needed boats, so they went to Venice and ordered some from there. The problem was, they ordered way too many boats, and not enough people showed up, which meant the army couldn't pay for them. The guy in charge of Venice was like, "Oh, you don't need to pay. Just attack Zara and I'll forget about any money you owe me." Now, Zara is a Christian city, and the Pope had made sure to tell the Crusaders beforehand not to attack any Christian cities under any circumstance. But the guys did it anyway, and Zara became part of the Republic of Venice. The Pope then proceeded to excommunicate all the Crusaders. After this, the army, still broke, were just chilling about doing whatever Crusaders are supposed to do, until a random Byzantine prince contacts them and basically tells them, "I heard you guys were a bit broke. Maybe if you come help me get the Byzantine throne, I'll give you a ton of money in exchange." So the Crusaders now attack Constantinople and eventually put that guy in charge. Another problem was that the new Byzantine emperor promised them a little too much, and now he can't pay them, even after melting all the valuable items he could find in the city. So the Crusaders just waited out for a while until they got impatient and put the city in flames again. Now the emperor dies afterwards, and the new guy refuses to pay the Crusaders and also tells them to just piss off. The Crusaders respond by burning the city for a third time. How nice! But this time, the Byzantine Empire just entirely collapses as a result and gets partitioned into a bunch of Crusader states. So let's summarize what happened here. Now, instead of taking back Jerusalem, which was the original goal of this crusade, the Crusaders ended up burning down two Christian cities, made the Byzantine Empire fall, and they attacked no Muslim countries. Just a fail in every way you see it. Now, let's move on to something a little more recent. The Cold War. An important aspect of this time in world history was the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. But what if I tell you there was a third country involved in this race? Zambia. Yes, you heard me right, Zambia. Now, after the country got its independence from the British, one of their former revolutionary fighters, Edward Makukan Colosso, developed a space travel program in the 1960s. He hoped to reach the moon before the Americans and the Soviets, but he didn't stop there. He wanted to go to Mars too. He assembled a team of what he called astronauts, and he rigorously trained them to be able to survive in zero gravity. The training program included grueling exercises such as playing on a swing, rolling down a hill while inside a barrel, and whatever the fuck this shit is. Now, the guy actually had a plan for what to do when the astronauts reached Mars. He planned to send a young girl, a Christian missionary, and for some weird reason, two cats. The goal of the mission was apparently to convert the primitive Martians into Christianity. I am not making that up, by the way. That is the actual goal they wanted to achieve. Now, was this whole thing a joke? Was it a satirical criticism of European colonialism? We may never know, since Colosso maintained he was serious about the whole thing for the rest of his life.
Mr. Encloser, is this the site for your rocket launching program? And could you tell me where your rocket is?
Yes, this is the rocket launching site, and my rocket is just here.
And what is the name of your organization?
Next up, we have some more Cold War related history. In 1989, the US decided to invade Panama. Why? Well, it's a bit complicated, but in short, the dictator of Panama, Manuel Noriega, was involved in drug trafficking, and not the kind America likes. Anyway, the invasion happened, and as you can imagine, Panama quickly got pummeled. Now, one of the goals of the invasion was the capture of Noriega himself. But there was a bit of a problem. Noriega hid out inside the Vatican City embassy, and he was all like, "Try and catch me? I don't think you can." Now, the Americans just couldn't attack the embassy, as that would piss off the man upstairs, so they went for a different plan. They started literally blasting really loud rock music day and night in order to cripple him psychologically and get him to surrender. The playlist included songs from bands like Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, Van Halen, and Iron Maiden. It also included Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, which means that Manuel Noriega was the first person to ever get rickrolled. Anyway, the music kept playing for 10 days straight until Noriega finally surrendered. He was taken away as I Fought the Law was playing in the background.
A breaking rocks in the hot sun. I fought the law and the